Won't you fly, free bird, yeah. Okay, that's how I'll start this, and that is where I'll leave my singing abilities, because Team USA and Jack Hughes brought home the gold medal from Milan. If you can't tell, I am jacked up and ready to go here on Monday, February 23rd. Florida Panthers Daily, what is going on? Social media is AJ Sheridan Radio across Twitter, X, Instagram. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. I got the picture of Johnny Gaudreau up behind me because that was something special with them skating around with his jersey. We'll get to that in a little bit. But man, the USA had no business winning that game. And they found a way in 3-on-3 overtime. Let's jump right into it now. It was 1:41 into the overtime session where Jack Hughes was set up for the game winner in the gold medal clincher. I was saying when that goal was set up, someone get back. We're going to give up a 2-0 and it's over. And then it worked. It worked, so I cannot complain at all anymore. But I'm going no notes today. Yeah, like you see my paper. You know, if you're a subscriber here on Florida Panthers Daily, I usually have my notes every day. All I have here is all the Panther players that played in the Olympics, which I know either way. So I just want to talk about how I was feeling throughout that game today, because I think it's the way a lot of us were feeling throughout that game. An 8-10 puck drop. So for a recent college grad, it was a pretty early wake-up call, but it was worth every second. The Panthers, not the Panthers, Team USA jumped on the board early, 1-0, and it kind of felt after that point, it was like I was watching it with my friend, and I go, they're faster than us, they're better than us, and they're deeper than us. And it felt that way for the next 2.5 periods, because Team USA didn't spend time in the offensive zone in this gold medal game. The whole game felt like it was spent in front of Connor Hellebuyck. And that is our MVP of the game. Connor Hellebuyck, the MVP for Team USA. Yes, Jack Hughes scored the game-winning goal, but how about it? Jeremy Swayman's in net. USA loses 4-1. Again, maybe it's a little bias here on Florida Panthers Daily that I'm going to say that about a Boston Bruin goaltender who the Panthers maybe ruined in the postseason. But that goaltending performance, I want to put it up there and I want to compare it to the Florida Panthers. Because would you put that goaltending performance above any that we've seen from Sergei Bobrovsky in the postseason? I think I would. Maybe, like he didn't, well, no. I was going to say he didn't have the spectacular Bobrovsky, but he did. I don't know what to call that save. I don't know if it has a name yet here on Monday, but he just put his stick behind him, and it won USA the gold. That goaltending performance, I was at a loss for words during the game, and I'm at a loss for words now. I would look at my roommate when there would be a 2-on-1 Canada breakaway, and they wouldn't score. And we would look at each other and say, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Connor Hellebuyck said, it's not a matter of time. Team USA, I will put you on my back, and we will win this gold medal. We'll break the game down a little bit more in just a minute. I want to go through the semifinals that we didn't get a breakdown on Friday, as those games happened on Friday. Finland, heartbreaking. Heartbreaking for 3 Panthers to go home. They did end up getting the bronze on Saturday, but that 3-2 loss to Canada on Friday for Eetu Luostarinen, Nico Mikkola, and Anton Lundell, heartbreaking. It's the only way to explain that game. I was watching it again at work on a Friday. My boss from Canada, hockey to him, this is what I kept telling him. I said, this is your Super Bowl. Hockey to you is what the Super Bowl is to us. And I would go into his office, and I wasn't chirping. I haven't texted him yet. I'm about to go see him here on this Monday, February 23rd. But man, he was distraught. Sidney Crosby went down. We'll talk about that in a second, how it affected the gold medal game. I walked, Finland, it should have been USA-Finland. It should have been. Finland blew that game in the semifinals, but it's okay because it led us to the great gold medal game that we did get. USA 6-2 over Slovakia. That game was on Friday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of America. That game was about what we expected. If you watched our video here on Florida Panthers Daily on Friday, we expected America to kind of go out and handle business in that one, and I would say that was about it. It was 2-0 early, and I was going to meet up with a few friends. We pulled up, and the game was on a big screen at the place we were going to watch. We heard the goal horn go off. It was 3-0. The game was over. USA moved on to the final. So Finland gets the bronze. USA gets the gold. Canada gets this silver. It was the first time since 1980. We all heard the speech. If you're going to lose this game 9 times out of 10, but not today. I put that up on my Twitter at AJ Sheridan Radio. USA taking home the gold for Johnny Gaudreau. And that's where I'm going to switch my focus to, because how awesome was that? I don't want to get choked up about this situation because it felt special. NBC, we'll get into the no commercials part. NBC showing his parents as Tkachuk and Matthews were skating his jersey around the ice. It was special. It was special. Probably my dad splurged on tickets a few years back, and we sat 2 rows up from the glass, and it was against Johnny Gaudreau. And I sent him the video that day that he passed away, and I said, Dad, we got to see him in the second row. And he would have been a contributor on this American team. So the fact the team still remembers him the way they remember him is special. It really is special for Team USA, Matthew Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, to be skating that jersey around, and they are wearing that gold medal with that last name on it. They are doing that for him. We'll get back to the game now. We're going to switch the topic. Let's get back some high-energy game. I want to focus. I mentioned NBC, no commercials during that gold medal match. Of course, NHL is returning on Wednesday. We will preview that tomorrow and as we move forward. Today is all about the gold medal. No commercials. I'm usually a hockey watcher, and I'm like, commercials here. Like, why? I was sitting there at 8 in the morning, and it was almost too much. Me and my friend were looking at each other saying, can we get a commercial? It was just non-stop action. And I don't know if that's because, like I mentioned, Team Canada was in the offensive zone. It felt like the whole game. But I was like, we need a commercial. It's 8 in the morning. It's a Sunday morning. So a lot of people in my group chat were out the night before. And it was kind of like, this is an early wake up, but we're going to do it. And it just felt like we needed a commercial. I loved it because right when we were talking about all this, we went on Twitter and NBC posted, we are bringing you this gold medal game with no commercials. And we were like, of course, that's how it goes. But let's jump off the gold medal game for a second. I wanted to get on there on NBC and talk about the no commercials because that was awesome, even though it was almost too much energy. I'm going to go through now every Panther that played in the Olympics. You had Matthew Tkachuk. He's going home with a gold medal around his neck and a little stuffed teddy bear. That's my next topic after I go through all these Panthers that played in the Olympics. Sam Reinhart, Brad Marchand, Sam Bennett going home with the silver. Sam Bennett, he took that high stick that drew blood for a 4-minute penalty for the Americans. Of course, we weren't able to cash in on it, but I was texting everyone I know. I said, sorry, Sam, not today. I'm rooting against you. Thank you for doing that. You had Anton Lundell, Eetu Lushrain, and Nico Mikla. As I mentioned, they went home with a bronze for Team Finland. Gustav Forsling in Sweden. Of course, the Americans knocked them out. And then Uvis Palinkas and Sandis Velmanis went home with nothing as well for Team Latva. It was a great Olympics. I think if you're the NHL, how do you go back to an all-star game next year? You had the Four Nations a year ago, which Canada, congrats. You won the Four Nations a year ago. America has the gold. If you're the NHL, how do you go back to an all-star game? You watch the NBA all-star game, you watch the Pro Bowl, it's like they don't have the juice. And then you watch these Olympics and they do. So do you cancel the all-star game? Like, there's nothing that will match the passion and the energy from these last 2 years. I'll move on now because I'm running here out of minutes on Florida Panthers Daily. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. I want to talk about that little teddy bear that the Olympics gave away to every player that was standing in line there. They gave it away in the girls' gold or the female gold medal match when USA also beat Canada. And I saw a lot of things on Twitter like these girls have to stand here and just get a teddy bear handed to them after they just lost in overtime. And I kind of laughed. I was like, oh, like, okay, it's the mascot of the Olympics. Like, no big deal. And then I watched it happen again yesterday. Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, Connor McDavid all get handed a little teddy bear. It was comical. It was comical. One of the funniest things I've ever seen, that you get a silver medal put around your neck. You watch the other team get the gold put around their neck, and then they hand you a little teddy bear. I told the friend I was with that they're going to put their skate over that teddy bear, and I don't think it is getting back to America. And that's where I will end this show now, is how about all the NHL players having to take a plane back home together? So you knew this game, no matter what, was going to have a lot of tension the rest of the year. Like, oh, we got gold. Matthew Tkachuk has to go share a locker room. Thankfully, Florida Panthers Daily has to go share a locker room with Sam Bennett, Sam Reinhart, Brad Marchand. I'm very thankful that they are all sharing a locker room. But how funny is that? Because Brad Marchand, we've talked about here on Florida Panthers Daily, it is his only chance that he will have to win a gold medal. And he has to go home and knowing Matthew Tkachuk has that gold medal. I'm at a loss for words. I've sat here and we're now at 11 minutes here on Florida Panthers Daily on this Monday, February 23rd. And I'm kind of just giving you my honest thoughts. I'm not going to sit here and break things down. We have the rest of the week for that. I'm sitting here giving you my honest thoughts one-on-one. This was awesome. I've never been happier for an 8 a.m. wake-up call after staying out a little bit later than I probably should have the night before. Team USA brought home the gold from Milan here in the NHL's return to the Winter Olympics. We will be back tomorrow. I'll probably still be wired up. I didn't get to half of these notes. Okay, Panthers are back on the 26th. We'll get to the Panthers tomorrow. Today's not about that. The USA brings home the gold medal, and won't you fly, free bird, yeah. We'll see you tomorrow, Florida Panthers Daily. Hit that subscribe button below. AJ Sheridan Radio on all social medias. Today was all Team USA. Tomorrow, we're diving back into the playoff push in the Florida Panthers. Until tomorrow, go Cats, go.